Heavyweight champion, 6'4 plus 216 pounds. Biggs has won his first 6 professional fights, the last 5 by knockout. There is Evander Holyfield, 6'1", 186. Became a national figure because of a controversial disqualification during the Olympic Games. He has won his first 7 pro fights, fighting now as a cruiserweight. And there is Mark Breland, the rangy welterweight, 6'2", 148, winner of 7 pro bouts, 4 by KO. The Olympic welterweight champion, winner of virtually every amateur honor possible, one of boxing's highly touted newcomers. 3 young men in their early 20s working on their dreams the week before Christmas. And you'll see them today in live action from Virginia Beach, Virginia, as they take one more step toward their goal of championship on ABC's Wide World of Sports out of the Pavilion, Virginia Beach, Virginia. 3 bouts, all live, featuring the 1984 Olympians, Tyrell Biggs, the super heavyweight. You'll see Evander Holyfield and Mark Breland. Are they ready to go 10? This is the last of the preliminaries. Today's bouts are scheduled for 8. Previously, they have been 6. From now on, it'll be 10 after today. That means they have moved out of preliminary into main event. And perhaps some of them are on their way now toward a championship bout, in particular, Evander Holyfield. But it'll be interesting to see today how much they have progressed through 6, 7, and 8 fights. How much they have learned and how much they have relearned. It's always fun to watch youth grow into a profession. And the 3 you're about to see today are very serious about their profession, which is prize fighting. Our first bout will feature the super heavyweights, Tyrell Biggs, and it could be that Biggs today will be in against his toughest competition because he will go against veteran Tony Anthony. Anthony comes in with a record of 16-4. He has 10 knockouts, and as you see, Tyrell Biggs has won 6. Made his pro debut November of last year, a 6-round bout against Mike Evans. Biggs won a decision, but failing to knock out Evans raised some doubters. Biggs was disappointed at the criticism. He then had some drug problems, but he has shaken them, and he has rattled off 5 straight knockouts, including this first-round stopping of Mike Perkins in April of this year. Biggs, standing just under 6'5", has changed his ring ways some, reflected in a 3rd-round KO of another tough opponent named Eddie Richardson. Richardson here. That happened in July of this year. Biggs doesn't dance and prance all over the ring like he did as an amateur anymore. Manager Lou Duva and trainer George Benton want him to stay in the pocket like a quarterback. And Tyrell Biggs admits that it took him a little while to make that change.
At first, I didn't like it because I was getting hit with punches, and see, when I'm moving, I felt more comfortable that way because I get hit less. I wasn't punching that much better, but I wasn't getting hit either. And you know, it took me a while before I started going on ahead and doing that and standing stationary, and you know, and taking, you know, in the gym is the place, if I'm going to get hit, is the place to get hit. So I finally, when I made my mind up for that, then when I was in the gym, I started getting hit less and less in the gym. And now it's more effective because, you know, I could fight on the outside or on the inside, and I still think I can get hit, you know, it's less at either wherever I choose to be at.
Comments from Tyrell Biggs as he steps in today against veteran Tony Anthony. You may remember Tony Anthony. He was in against Mike Weaver, former heavyweight champion of the WBA, November 9, 1984. He dominated, Anthony did, the first and only round of the fight against Weaver, but was disqualified when he knocked Weaver out after the bell had sounded, ending that round. He's a big, strong man, comes out of Detroit, and he goes against the lanky, rangy Tyrell Biggs, standing just under 6'5", and weighing in at 216 pounds. Biggs will have about 1 1/4 inch advantage in the reach, and Tyrell comes out winging a wild left that misses. Biggs, as noted in the conversation, George Benton and Lou Duva trying to get him to stand in there, point more at the target, don't do all of that dancing and prancing, don't waste your energy. And last fight that I saw Biggs in, it was against Richardson, Eddie Richardson, and he did just that, and he won rather easily. Biggs had a lot of trouble with his hands in the early going. but now he says he's getting all 4 knuckles where they're supposed to be and no more of that split knuckle business, because oftentimes amateurs will go in and hit with 1 or 2 knuckles, and there's Anthony coming with a right to the side of the head and then taking a left to the side of the head, and your referee is Ernie Green. He does not have a vote. 3 judges here in Virginia will do all the balloting, and Tony Anthony now throwing some heavy leather at Tyrell Biggs in the first round. The ring is relatively small, 20 by 18 inside. Gloves are 10 ounces. And the rule summary very briefly in the state of Virginia. 10-point must scoring system, mandatory 8 count if you're knocked down, standing 8 count at the discretion of the referee. 3 knockdown rule in effect. You cannot be saved with the bell except for the final rounds. And the fighters came into the ring wearing their gloves. So Tyrell Biggs in the first round scheduled for 8 against Tony Anthony. And Biggs beating Anthony to the punch that time. Nothing of particular significance so far here in the first round. Both of them wailing away and both of them picking off most of the punches, although now Biggs is starting to score some with that quick left hand. Biggs digs a good right hand to the body.
Let him go. Let him go. Sort of keep your punches up a little.
Anthony's left hand is more of a pawing type of blow, but being a big, strong man, there's always something on it because Tony comes in at 230. And that explosion was partially deflected by both men.
Come on, bring.
Good left hook by Tyrell Biggs. Another left hook by Biggs. Anthony in trouble in the corner. Biggs trying to put him down. Hits him on top of the head. Wings to the body. And Anthony goes down in the corner. It was a left hook by Tyrell Biggs that jarred Tony Anthony to his shoelaces. And I don't think he's coming out of it.
8, 9, 10.
It's over. Only 2 seconds remaining unofficially in the first round. Only 2 seconds remaining when Biggs put him down. 2:57 of the first round. So Tyrell Biggs has just notched his 6th knockout, and there's the left hook right there that started it. It jarred Anthony all the way to the floor. He sagged back into his corner, and then it was a matter of whether or not Tyrell could find a place to put him away, and he finally found the button as he went hard to the body right there, and that really was the clincher. From then on, it was just a matter of how long it would take, and it finally was over at 2:57 of the first round. There's the left hook. Wow, boy, he just nailed him right on the button with it. And from that point on, Tony Anthony was not really aware of his whereabouts, and then it was just simply a matter of time, though he did instinctively cover quite well in the corner until Biggs hit him on top of the head there. He finally stuck that right into the rib cage there, underneath the rib cage, and that was it. So it was a big left hand from Tyrell Biggs. A crushing knockout at 2:57 of the first round of Tony Anthony, and Biggs now continues his undefeated march as his father, James Biggs, was watching today, sitting right behind me here at ringside, and obviously pleased with it. So Tyrell Biggs, who went 6 rounds in his opener and was booed for it, but he only went 1 today, and here's your official decision.
2 minutes, 57 seconds of the first round, Tyrell Biggs.
His record is now 7-0, 6 of them knockouts. It was only the first fight, the very first professional fight, that went the distance for Tyrell. He's a big, strong guy. Now he weighs about 230.
Oh, that's all right. What they say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Now here he dug you, I thought, a pretty good body shot. Any feel of it to you?
Well, the body shot hit me with, of course I feel it, but you know, I'm in the best shape of my life now, and you know, if I can't take a body shot such as that, then I don't need to be in there thinking that I can go possibly 8 rounds with anybody.
Well, now you're going to be coming up here to the moment where you let go with the left. Did you know the left was available to you by now?
Yeah, it's just a matter of me just setting it up. You know, when he was throwing his punches like he's doing now, I was just feeling them out, trying to set up the perfect body shots and come back over top of the body shots to the head.
Right now that you're watching yourself and now that you're still flushed with the victory, I'm a little curious as to the assessment you gave me yesterday. You felt you were pretty much on schedule and you had gained a tremendous amount in the last year. After watching this now and having experienced the win over the biggest man you fought so far outside of the German, how do you feel?
Well, I feel as though, right now I'm a little ahead of schedule because I bet no one in the house was expecting me to knock this man out in one round. And I know the things that I can do now, and I just let everything manifest itself through my boxing. Because there's been a lot of criticism and a lot of controversy with me and the drug problem and all that and all those things. But now I'm 100% into my boxing and training, and I'm good to go now.
All right, here you come. Here comes the first one. I thought the left hook shook him right through his shoelaces.
Well, I think it's the body punches are real effective. Those are real good big body punches that I'm hitting them with, and that's just the pace. See, that just set it up.
All right, now here you're trying to find a hole to get him, and I thought.
Well, I got a little carried away, and I got a little wild, but they was good. Those punches are real effective.
Yeah, the body
it was
shot
just a matter.
really
I got a little excited, but it was just a matter of me putting it together and putting the shots in the right place.
You're allowed to get excited. You're young enough to still have some fun.
Oh yes, I'm ready to go. I like to say Merry Christmas to my mother and say hi to my mother because she couldn't make it here because she's a little under the weather.
Well,
I like to say hi to everybody on the program.
You good luck to you.
Thanks.
You have a happy holiday.
Okay, you too, King.
Tyrell Biggs, 7-0 now, and we're looking ahead to Evander Holyfield and Mark Breland coming up live today on ABC's Wide World of Sports from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Our next fight in the cruiserweight division, Evander Holyfield, light heavy as an amateur, now 186, and against Anthony Davis. Davis ranked number 9 in the world in this division.